pouring as soon as I started to make a video. It really wasn't raining. It is 2:57 p.m. Saturday, July 29th, 2023. I'm gonna set the phone down for a second. I think we're going through an update, through an upgrade. It's time to be happier. I can't live my life no more focused on corruption, focused just on... I don't think that's the way. I really don't. I think it would be a lot better if everybody was aware more of how this place is being run and by who. I mean, you got a very small group of people running a very large group of people, and the only thing that's keeping it that way is ignorance of the large group. My people perish for a lack of knowledge. It's a fact. It's done raining. But I'm not better. I'm ignorant. I'm very ignorant to myself, mainly. But things happen in due time with me. This wouldn't be the same script for me personally. We all have our own storylines here in this life. We all have our own script. But mine wouldn't be the same if everything just happened instantly. I guess there has to be this certain level of struggle as I kind of claw out of certain ways and positions and states of being. But if I could say anything to anybody on this Saturday, I would say it's just time to be happier. Spend time with your family, your friends, the people you care about. If there's anybody that you do care about that you want to be around, spend time with them. Pay attention to what's worth paying to. You know what I mean? Attention is a currency. We pay it. So only pay attention where you feel like you should. I'm going to just more pay attention at, kind of ground level of my own life. Just trying to make, the house nicer. Try to just have a constant good garden going, even whenever it turns into fall. I have a decent little garden going inside, like lights and fans and stuff. Plants make you feel good. Spend time with them. Watch the process. You got to do everything with your own hands. It's just like a feeling of accomplishment when you see them grow, especially whenever they get to where they can produce something and you actually make something that you eat out of what you grew. It's just funner. It's not like I got a farm going on where I could support any amount of people for any substantial amount of time. We just got a couple little plants, but even if it's just a couple of meals or a couple little dishes or something, a jar of salsa, a couple tomato sandwiches, a couple cucumber sandwiches, whatever it is, it's worth it. It's worth it. I told this to Jacob of Ephraim in a comment, but I don't know if I said this in a video or not, but I'm going to say it now, is I showed, me my late lunch the other day in the car eating sardines and crackers, and I will eat sardines and crackers my whole life. I got away from them for a little while, but it was genuinely because I forgot about them. I just hadn't thought about them in a while. And I'll keep eating them. Yes, I like them. I like them with crackers. It doesn't really matter which crackers, but I think they're better with just regular saltine crackers instead of like the more buttery ones or anything like that. I think that the plain regular saltine crackers are the way to go. You don't need to dump a bunch of salt and pepper on the sardines or anything. They're better just to take the cracker. Trust me, I have to learn the hard way, but I try to do stuff to see what it's going to be like. But adding seasoning to them is unnecessary. It doesn't help. Just a word of advice, in my opinion. But I told this to Jacob of Ephraim. I have a minnow trap. I can pause and show. I can show my minnow trap, but I'm pretty sure that people know what it is. But it's a little contraption. Put a couple pieces of bread in it, or some cat food, or dog food, or crackers, anything in it, and I can drop it in. There's a creek by me called Kings Creek that I fish in, but I set my minnow trap in a lot. And I'm thinking about making my own like kind of sardines, but we all know, that eating fresher things is better. And eating dead things, to me, is worse. So this is a little gruesome of what I'm about to say. But my thoughts is to set the minnow trap. I always have a bunch of minnows in it. Maybe not the bigger creek chubs. Might not do this with them because the bones are a little bigger. The guts are a little bit more, a little bit more substantial. But I'm going to set the minnow trap. I'm going to keep all the smaller ones. And I'm going to fry them first. But I'm not going to gut them. I'm not going to try to take their little scales off or gut them or take their little fins off or anything. Take the whole fish, the whole minnow. Maybe dip it in some kind of like little quick tempura batter or something. Flash fry them really quickly. And then just eat the whole things. See how fishy it is, out the creeks around here. See how rough it is fried like that, because the objective for me is I'm going to try to eat them alive. Like how people eat jumping shrimp alive, like they'll be jumping on the fork, them little shrimps and stuff. I'm going to work my way up to trying to just take the live minnows. And listen, I don't really care of what people say about, like, that's wrong or something like that. You're not going to get far. I need to see what my physical response to doing that is, and to see if it's worth it and how rough it is to get down. But if you're one of those people who are buying packs of store-bought meat and they want to tell me I shouldn't shoot a deer or I shouldn't go catch a fish, you're in the wrong place. I don't want to hear it. You just want somebody else to do it for you. You don't have a problem with putting the flesh in your mouth, because that's how everything runs here. Even plants have life. And I think eating greens, eating plants is better fresh as soon as they're picked. So I know that seems a little extreme, but probably in the next day or two I'm going to set the minnow trap and I'm going to make a video doing it, like the whole process. I'm going to fry them first, kind of get a gauge on how the bones are fried. They should be softer once they're fried, because the idea is going to be having the fish fully alive as soon as it comes out the water, like potato chips. Like, there's a method to it that I think why it would be worth it. I got some more dirt in these tomato plants. I'm gonna clear this corner of the fence all out. I've been clearing it. I started on this end and started working down, but I'm gonna do the whole inside of the corner over here and stuff. That's not concreted in, it's just set up. My son set it up like that actually. He's only 6. Some of the bricks didn't line up perfect, but we could fix that if we're not gonna. I still gotta cut the grass there and stuff, so I'm gonna take it back out. That was for a s'mores party last night with the family. First night at the new house. We got a lot of work to do still, but it's good kind of work. Zooming by itself. I lollipop these, and then I put a lot more dirt in. These ones could actually afford some more dirt. It's just so heavy. But every time you add like another inch of dirt, it will start growing roots out of the spots where I took the bottom branches off. Like these 2 branches right here, they don't need to be on there. But I'm not gonna do anything to them right now. These are my boys. These are my son's plants. Really, I kind of like to have him because he's learning about them as he does it. I'm not zooming it. So yeah, there'll be an interesting, at least I think it's interesting. The reason why there's a channel on Facebook called Strictly Dumpling. He's a guy who just travels around and records himself eating, different kind of more exotic foods and just different stuff that most of us wouldn't get to try. But he, unless we traveled, but he was in Japan. And when he was in Japan, I think last week he put the video up in Japan. That's a big part of the diet in Japan, is that they catch these like little minnows, these little crick. What kind of nut is this, if anybody knows? This must have came from this tree. I haven't seen any other ones though. It might have came from a tree down the road. I'll save this, open it up with the kids, we'll look inside of it. Don't know what this one is, I really don't. But he just put a video up, a channel called Strictly Dumpling, about a week ago, and that's a big part of the diet in Japan. They eat the whole fish. Some of them are bigger, some of them are like the size of crick chubs, like bigger heads on them, like a multiple bite fish, and they just fry them. They put like that lighter floury batter, like the tempura batter or whatever, and flash fry them, and then it's just like real tender with the bones and everything. And I know like the guts and stuff might freak some people out, but it doesn't freak me out because I've eaten boxed frozen shrimp before. And if you want to know what I mean, go buy a box of frozen shrimp from any grocery store. Set them on your table and let them thaw. You don't even got to cook them. Just set them out, let them thaw to where you can peel them open. And look how big the shit line, I don't know how else to say it, the feces vein. So if you've ever ate popcorn shrimp or frozen shrimp, which we all have if you've ever ordered it somewhere, because most pizza shops and stuff aren't battering their own shrimp. It's like frozen grocery store ones. So that's way nastier to me. At least this is live, and there's only a very small amount of feed. The fish are so small that that's not what I'm worried about. If I can taste it, I might take a scalpel and start trying to just take that out, but I don't want to take the organs out. I want to eat the heart and everything. I know that sounds so weird, but I want to eat it while it's like still beating, you know what I mean? Like, there might be a reason why we only live 120 years and why everybody dies here. It's because all we consume is death. Everybody worships a god that died. They have become death. This world is death. This should just be a vacation for us. This whole existence should be fun. We should just be here and be able to build things and experience things on the playing field. And then be back with the all, but we shouldn't. We shouldn't have to just come here to suffer, I guess is my point. So back to what I started the beginning of the video with. It's just time to be happier. It's time to stop dwelling on the way things are here. There is a divine supernatural force beginning as a cleanup crew, I'll say. So we don't have to worry about the corruption anymore. It's being handled. We just have to be happier. Gotta stay up. So much love, everybody. Stay up.